All right, here's a great question for y'all. When it comes down to the finances, who do y'all think is really responsible for the finances? Should it be a 50-50 or should it be just a one person? I'm not going to say man or woman, but one person show.
Men that are not paying 100% of the bills are getting over on you, and they know that they are getting over on you. When men pitch this idea of, oh, we're going to live together and we're going to go 50-50 on the finances, they only want to leave it at money, okay? Because the way that they're trying to frame it is that, okay, I work and you work. And so because both of us are working, we might as well contribute 50% of the finances. And to that, you should say, you want to know what? We both do work. So it's only fair that we go 50-50. And because of that, I will not have sex with you. And because of that, I will not be your emotional support person whenever you need advice, whenever you need mentoring, whenever you need someone to trauma dump on. And because of that, I'm not going to cook anything. And because of that, I'm not going to clean anything because it's only about us working, right? Oh, and not to mention, I'm not going to have your child. Yep, I'm not going to have your child because like you said, it's only about us working, right? Only the finances matter. So since only the finances matter, it shouldn't matter if I don't do anything, all of the above, because you're only basing this on financial contribution. Watch how fast that man decides to not talk to you anymore when you say that, because they know what they are doing. Men have way more testosterone than women. Men have way higher of a sex drive than women. They are always going to want it more than you're going to want it. At the beginning, it's going to be cute. Y'all are going to be like rabbits in the bedroom. But when y'all are cohabitating, that shit's going to get old. And it's going to get old fast. You're not going to be getting off every single time like he is. And you're not going to want to do it every single time that he wants to. So you're already losing in the bedroom the moment that you decide to live with a man and go 50-50 with him. Once he understands, oh, I have a woman here, he's going to leave messes behind because in his head, he just hired a maid. Okay, he just hired a maid when in reality, you're paying to be a maid at that point when you're going 50-50 with a man. Most men's refrigerator is full of junk food and fucking soda. They don't know how to prepare a meal. They don't know how to cook anything. So after you're done working, he's gonna be like, babe, I'm hungry. What are we having for dinner tonight? No, you said it's only about the finances. So because it's only about the finances, go fetch yourself something to eat. If he needs help with his resume, when he wants some ideas to start his business, when he wants a companion to travel with, you are providing all of that. And essentially you would be paying to do all of that once you decide to go 50-50, because a man would not do any of these things if you were not in their life. If it were only about the finances going 50-50, why don't they fucking get a male roommate? Why don't they get a male roommate? If it's only about the finances and both people are working and that's all they care about, they would have no problem getting a male roommate. It's because they're lying to you and they know that they are lying to you. It's not anything to do with the finances. They're trying to hide the finances under the guise of the fact that there are non-tangible things that they are extracting from you as a woman, and they don't want you to know that, because if you know that, you're going to realize that paying 50% of the fucking bills is a scam. At that point, you would be paying in all areas with your finances, with your money, with your emotional labor, with your domestic labor, and with childbirth. You're going to be paying for that just to say that you have a man, just to say that you're going to be with a man. Do not do it. He should be paying 100% for everything with all the things that you provide. He's not going to be giving you regular orgasms. He's not going to be able to be emotionally there for you. He's not going to be able to provide a nice, comforting cooking meal for you. He most likely is not going to clean up after himself. And he's most likely not going to be able to put you onto anything in regards to experience, into refinement, into luxury. You're going to be the one providing all of that to them. Do not do it. Do not do it.
I'm not going to lie to you.
Yeah.
I couldn't stand to hear this lady's voice. I think after the first 30 seconds, she has a very annoying voice.
Yeah.
No, her tone, the tonation of the voice is very annoying, and it nearly drove me nuts. Right? And I was eager to stop the video like within the first 30 seconds because I already grasped what she was gonna, I kind of saw where she was going with this nonsense.
Pretty much.
Let me tell you something. If you have any type of brain and intellectuality locked into that brain, please, and I advise, please do not pay attention to this woman who is probably or soon to be a cat lady.
Yeah.
A lonely cat lady.
Wow.
This woman is a mess. You want to start? Because I got a lot to say and I'm still trying to get my notes together.
Okay, you work on your notes. I got one thing to say. They say sex is a weapon. So when I shoot, meet you in less than 8 seconds. Y'all know that song, right? Why is it that women have the tendency to always use sex as a weapon in a relationship, as if it's the hindrance of that man's capability and of that man's will to stay in that relationship. Why do y'all do that? That's the worst thing ever that you can do.
And then they wonder why
people go out and get it elsewhere. Why do you do that?
They come to the table with nothing, first of all. Okay.
Well,
not even good conversation. And they wonder why men are always cheating on them.
Yes.
That's not an excuse to cheat. Okay.
It's not really.
But
we don't condone that.
Right. Like what are they supposed to do? I kind of understand now why they're making female robots.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Or should I say
yes.
they're making both female and male robots, but the female robot is being requested a little bit more.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And just the mindset of this woman, right? I know you got some more to say.
I really do. Go ahead. No.
The mindset of this woman, right?
All right.
A lot of women that speak like her, they have conservative views, right? Because conservative traditional views, as most of us know, it pretty much it played along the line of gender roles, right? Women kind of did women things. They stayed home, took care of the kids, while the man went out to work, and so on and so forth. But in this instance, a lot of times I find like a lot of women, they want to maintain this conservative but yet traditional value, but yet they don't do the things that suggest that they're conservative. Okay? For one, she is out of the gender role according to tradition, right? She's working. Usually, when it comes down to a conservative or traditional relationship, only the man is working. And that was more predominantly back in the day, right? It still happens in some relationships. But like I said, it's so weird to me that they want to be treated conservatively and traditionally, but their views the alignment is off. Here it is, you have a woman that's working. I think she had on a uniform, if I'm not mistaken. But you don't want to help this guy out. So what about if the guy say, you know something? How about I don't help you out? How about we have a house together and you got to shovel the snow? How about, something, I don't do nothing. We go back to our traditional gender roles and you do everything that a woman is supposed to do. And I do everything that a man is supposed to do. You know what she's going to do? She's going to lose her fucking head. Yeah. She's going to pull that wig right off of her head and she's going to lose it. Because the first thing she's going to say is, I need help with this. I need help with that. I need help with this. Let me tell you something. We've been married for 20 years. So if it's anybody you're going to listen to, you're going to listen to somebody who's been in a relationship for 10 years or better.
Yeah.
All right?
Yep.
You're not going to listen to somebody who doesn't even have proof that they're in a relationship. It seems like she's still seeking or dating or trying to date or whatever the hell it is. Now, everything that she said, I totally disagree with. When you're in a relationship, fuck the 50-50. It could be 60-40, not to curse, but I am pissed with this stupid lady. Correct. Wherever there's a lack of deficit, okay, that could be male or female. And relationships, especially if they're going to work, 1 minute, one partner could be up more than the other. You have to find a way to see how you could best fit in order to make the situation work and run smoothly. Think about it for a second. Okay, the phone bill comes in, you have kids, everything locked in, and I'm talking from a marriage perspective. And all these bills come in. You think somebody got time to say, okay, the phone bill is this cost, the light and gas is this cost, heat and hot water, mortgage, this and the third, separate it, put this. Nah. We have multiple accounts, but joint accounts, if that makes sense. And things get paid. Money is allocated to where it needs to be allocated. We don't sit back and literally say, something.
We don't run into those type of problems.
Not at all. Not at all.
No.
You need something, you get it. You got to pay the bills, you pay the bills. That's it. All this foolishness about segregating and taking money here and allocating it. This is craziness. This is unrealistic behavior. And this is the stupid stuff that literally cause stupid, petty arguments in relationships.
Right. Divorce number one. That man is not going to sit around for you to belittle him in no shape, form, or fashion in that tone of manner. I look at this whole situation and I say she's already doomed before she even started. Right. If you're going to enter into a relationship like that with that type of attitude and that type of energy, you might as well not even get in there.
Don't waste
you
anybody's
You might
time.
as well stay where you are, pay your own bills, let him stay where he is,
Yes.
pay his own bills, because there's no way that you are in agreement to meet nowhere in the middle. From what you've been saying, you don't sound like a type of person that likes to be met in the middle at all, besides whatever, right?
And then not to cut you, then she says that don't cook for men.
Right.
Don't she
That's
know that
another
some
form
men
of-
are the best
some
chefs?
men are the best chefs.
Once
Listen,
again, we're
yes.
talking gender roles, right?
Yes.
We're talking traditional conservative
Yes.
values, but
we don't know what type of men she came across, but you have a lot of men out there that know how
Right.
to do a lot of shit for themselves, right? They've
Yes.
been doing things
Very
for themselves
self-sufficient.
since 1924. They've been doing things for themselves.
not to mention, like
The
I
only
said, some
time-
men make better cooks. What is she talking about?
There you go.
You know what I'm saying? So if you come across a man who is a better cook than you are, referring to her,
Yes.
you mean to tell me all of a sudden the gender roles and the conservatorship is going to go out the window, and all of a sudden now he could take your place or your role?
Mm-hmm.
And then she says, don't be their emotional support. Sis,
Mm-hmm.
men are not really that emotional. Women are.
Yeah.
Thanks to the progesterone, serotonin, estrogen, and all this other shit that women go
Correct.
through. Different times of the month, up, down, rocky roller coaster. Ain't nobody more emotional than women.
That's
Stop
right.
the nonsense.
That's right. And she cooking, y'all. Let her
Stop
talk.
it.
Let her talk. There she go.
I mean, foolery at its best.
All right.
And then I went to her page because I was like, I gotta do a little bit of, a little bit
Background,
more background check on this maniac on the loose. And then her subtitle or heading on her page says that decentering men, meaning men are not the center, the focus is women. Well, if that's the case, stay by yourself and be a lonely cat
Right.
woman. Because, that whole decentering thing for me, it says one word, feministic.
Yes.
She's a feminist. And a lot of times when you find women like this, it's women who's been hurt or scorned. So therefore, they don't care for patriarchy. All right? They don't care for leadership of a man. Instead, they want to be the everything role.
Right.
They want to be the man and the woman. One
Yeah.
minute they want a man, next minute they don't want a man. Their confusion. And the confusion is coming from within them.
They
It's
would
coming
drive. They
from
would drive
them.
him nuts.
They are confused human beings that don't know if they're going up or down. And a lot of times when they turn on the camera, you have to take whatever they say as a grain of salt and just like literally ignore that shit.
Yeah.
Or you just don't even waste time and look at them. Or if you look at them, it's for a comedy skit. But outside of that, it's a lot of women who make these videos who are scorned. They had a relationship with somebody who they really fell in love with, or they really gave their all, and that person turned around and screwed them.
Yeah.
Well, that's neither here or there.
Because
There's-
you move too fast in that
Right,
situation.
but there's billions of people in the world, and a lot of time we're the one that's making the mistake because we're the one that's doing the choosing. When in all retrospect, men are the one that's supposed to be doing the choosing.
Yeah.
So a lot of times you choose bullshit, the outcome is bullshit, and then you start to spew bullshit. So it's like, no, you gotta don't pay attention to certain people that turn on the camera and make videos. Like I said, 20 years in, and we know a thing or two about maintaining a steady, safe, and secure relationship.
Right.
That does not constitute to nitpicking and arguing and everything. Just, oh my goodness. Imagine, right? She talks about emotional support and so on and so forth. How
She
many
would never
times,
get that.
as a
If
woman,
she-
I need a little emotional support. My husband needs a little emotional support. If we can't support each other, then what the fuck
Right.
is the purpose of being married?
Right.
Married is so you can have emotional support.
quiet moments,
all types
not,
of support.
not combative
Right.
behaviors.
What's the
Combative
point of being-
behaviors
right.
drive people,
Apart. What's the point of being in a relationship? Everything that she named and listed, I think, you know what? The reason why she named and listed all those things, because deep down inside, she wished she had it.
Yeah.
And because she don't have it, you see, misery loves company. All right? Crabs in a barrel.
Oh yeah.
If I want a good relationship and I can't have it, well, shit. Nobody else can have this relationship
Yeah.
because here's
Rain
what
on
we're gonna
everybody's
do.
parade.
I'm gonna rain on everybody's parade,
Yeah.
and when sis thinks she got something going on, I'm gonna change her views and perspectives, because you gotta understand what you hear can affect your way of thinking.
Correct.
You could be good as ever, you get that phone call, not to go off on a tangent, and it's negative news. What you heard affects your emotional
Entire day.
right.
Yeah, it's like you
It
walk
affects you
outside happy,
emotionally.
might piss you off. All of a
So-
sudden, you just piss for the rest of the day. Not to
Exactly.
go off on a tangent.
No,
here.
of course.
But in a
nutshell.
bigger nutshell in this situation, right? She, like I said before, she is a open and closed case because of her attitude, the way she looks at things, the way she sounds like she's very belittling to men. She sounds like a fly on the wall, like a parrot on your shoulder. Even if you're working, doing something, a task or something in the house, she's gonna always be on your back about everything, on your shoulders, because you can never be enough for her because of her past life experience that she's now taking out on you. Is that fair? Though it's not fair at all. You walk into a situation like this with a female, please exit the door. Exit immediately, because this is a recipe for destruction
and disaster.
There's no other way that you can look at this and say that you can change this woman. Don't waste your time trying to change anybody, right? You see this problem, move on to gain your own sanity, because that one right there, that's problems.
She made it clear, do nothing for the man whatsoever.
Oh yeah.
So if I was a man and the person is not doing anything for me in any shape, way, or form, then what is my purpose?
What's the purpose?
You when there's billions of other women that I could have
what
choose from?
What are you going to do?
What is the purpose?
You're going to stay in that relationship being stressed out.
Right.
She's not giving you
she's not making
support. She's not making your dinner. She's not doing any of that nature. She's not giving you
if you don't pay 100% of everything, she ain't giving you diddly squat.
Right.
So it makes no sense to even put up with that nonsense, because like I said, 1 minute you could be up, next minute you could be down. You know what I'm saying? Everybody goes through a rocky patch. And that's why it's really important for everybody to be self-sufficient, right? If you're not living like under traditional rules and so on and so forth, and it doesn't matter who washed the dishes,
just have your own
who
shit,
takes
man.
care of the kids and so on and so forth. If you're dealing with anybody and they're not doing anything for you, it doesn't make sense to even stay in that relationship. Because trust me, a lot of things that she claims that she would do for a man who's paying 100%, you could do it for yourself. Minus the in your ears. Because like I said, she has this very
She
annoying
don't want to give
voice.
you the attention you need sexually. Listen, there's many other places.
She doesn't want to have your kids. Trust me, somebody would love to have your kids.
It's a dangerous world out there, yes, but it'd be less fatiguing to deal with her. She's damaged, she's broken, she's all of the above. Why would you even get into a relationship trying to change her? For what? She doesn't want changes. She's looking at you, telling you that, literally, that if you don't meet these standards, then there's nothing to qualify for her. Like, qualify
as if
for
she's
you?
Top shelf. Like, girl, take several seats, please.
The stress was real. I was into the video. I said, you know what? I told my wife, let it play. Let it play.
I was like, I'm done. 30 seconds of this lady's
see her
voice.
hang herself. Like,
I'm done.
Not literally, but you know what I mean.
Right. I couldn't do it. Personally, I couldn't do it. But anyway, y'all, leave the comments. Don't forget to like, share, hit that subscribe button. And also let us know, do you think this lady makes any sense with her values and views and her perception?
And be honest about it. Don't be ratchet with that shit. Just come with the realness. If you want to get your life together and your relationship status together, come with the realness. We got y'all.
Feel free to leave your comments and I'll try to get back to you. But anyway, my loves, that's about it for now. Thank you so much for tuning in and we'll catch you later.
There you go.